What you're about to listen to is a Bry-Fy production. Comic book reviews. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bry-Fy podcast. I'm your host Bry-Fy, your pop culture guy. And just a quick episode for you guys this week, and then we'll be out of your hair. I know it's a little late, but things, man. I'm planning for the weekend because this weekend I'll be going back to market days in my hometown at the downtown square. Really excited. Hopefully a bunch of people are excited and ready to attend and hang out and maybe buy some Pokemon cards or baseball or Magic the Gathering. You know, I sell a bunch of different trading cards. So hopefully everyone's ready to come hang out and say hi. That being said, guys, not really too much. I do have something I want to talk about, something new, like a review type thing, or something like I'm into and I want to share with you guys. But without further ado, let's get in to the nifty nerd news. Alright guys, up first in the nifty nerd news, even though I am not yet officially a part of the Comic Palooza convention coming to downtown Houston at the George R. Brown Convention Center, June 20th through the 22nd. That's right, June 20th through the 22nd. That's coming up pretty soon, April, May, and then June. So you guys need to hurry up. But anyway, I'm excited, and whether I get to be a part of it as a podcast or if I'm just attending as a guest, I will always be excited. But anyway, they have had pretty awesome celebrity guest announcements here recently. Starting off, they've announced pretty much the entire cast of Resident Alien, that show starring Alan Tudyk. There's Sarah Tomko, Corey Reynolds, and Alice Weatherland. I don't really know those other three, I'll be honest with you, but I know Alan Tudyk, and he's in a lot of things that I really enjoy, and I haven't really watched Resident Alien, so maybe I should, because I enjoy him, and I think he plays the alien in Resident Alien. I don't know, but one of the big guest announcements that they announced here pretty quickly was Hayden Christensen. That's right, Anakin Skywalker from the prequel movies reprised his role in like the Obi-Wan and Ahsoka stuff as Darth Vader and Anakin. So it's been really cool. Of course, if you don't know like who Anakin becomes, spoiler alert, it's Darth Vader. But so really cool stuff seeing them announce him, and he's going to be a guest there. So that's really cool. A lot of great things are happening. I don't know, man. I'm excited. So don't forget Comic Palooza, June 20th through the 22nd at the George R. Brown Convention Center. They take over the entire convention center for Comic Palooza. There is something to do for everyone, whether you like nerdy games, video games, panels, cosplay, crafts, Dungeons and Dragons, Pokemon, cards, art, trinkets, 3D printed stuff, fun things and activities to do for kids, celebrities, just you name it, they have it there, dude. They even have a car show, and you can drive little RC drift cars and all kinds of other stuff. There's Quidditch happening, there's robotic stuff. I mean, it's the whole shebang, guys. And so, like I said, right now I'm not even a part of their podcast program. Oh yeah, tons of podcasts too. But I love it that much that I'm always going to rep it no matter what. But moving on, so since we talked about Hayden Christensen, we'll just keep going with Mr. Hayden here. So he announced, with the help of everyone else, at the Star Wars Celebration in Tokyo, Japan, that he will be returning to Season 2 of Ahsoka to reprise his role as Anakin Skywalker. He didn't say anything about Darth Vader, but he did say he's coming back to be Anakin Skywalker. So maybe it's just good guy, or maybe it's a bad guy. I don't know. We'll have to see. Ahsoka's been a really cool show, a really cool series, and I really enjoyed it. And I can't wait to see what they have in store for Season 2. One other thing that they hinted at is that Admiral Akbar will be returning, and he's going to be going head-to-head with Grand Admiral Thrawn. And if you don't know who Admiral Thrawn is, he's basically like the like war savant of the empire. But what's crazy is he doesn't fit the social norm that you would think of when you think of empire and their soldiers and the people that they use. Thrawn doesn't necessarily fit that aesthetic, or I say aesthetic. He doesn't look like an imperial person. I mean, he definitely, if you meet him, he definitely is one, but like he doesn't fit their narrative, I guess is the way what I'm trying to say. But it's going to be interesting, and so it'll be really cool to see all this stuff happen and play out in the Ahsoka series. Moving on, let's talk about the Nintendo Switch 2, because last time we talked, we were worried that the tariffs that Trump was putting in place, taking out, switching up, adding, subtracting, doing all kinds of weird shit with, because I don't even think he knew what he was doing with it. But we were worried that all this economic chaos was going to affect the Switch 2 prices. And there's good news and there's bad news with this. The good news, and I think what everyone was really concerned about, is that there will be no price changes to the console or the games. So we said it was coming out at $450. It's coming out at $450 for the just the console, $500 when you bundle it with Mario Kart World. So no price change there. However, some stuff is getting hit by this economic whiplash that we've found ourselves in. And the things that you're going to see price hikes and differences in is going to be the accessories, like extra controllers, the Switch 2 camera, little just accessories that you would buy for your Switch 2. Those are where you're going to see the price increases. Most of them are like a $5 increase. There's one that's a 10, some that are really low. On average, it looks about 10%ish of a price increase. Don't quote me on that, because like I said, it kind of varies from thing to thing, but most of it looks to be about 10% ish. So if it was going to cost you $50, it's going to cost you $55 now. If it's $100, it's going to be $110. It just kind of seems to fall in that category, or like, and that's like quick, let me stare at it math thing. But so not too bad. I can deal. I have a Pro controller already, so I don't need to buy a new Pro controller. And the only thing I really wanted was that camera. I'm really excited to see what that camera do. But that's about it. Staying in line with Nintendo Switch 2, but moving on. So we've talked about how they're going to make a like Switch games revamped for the Switch 2. And they'll be on a new cartridge that is for the Switch 2 cartridge. Basically, you'll be able to play the game at a higher resolution, frame rate, and all this other stuff, right? Well, as it turns out, the games that are like this, when you buy them on the Switch 2 cartridge, because the Switch 2 has a new cartridge. So the red cartridge has a new notch in it that's supposed to signify, that is a Switch 2. But as it turns out, those Switch 2 games, as long as they're like the regular Switch remake, I don't know what you want to call these, the revamp games, they will work on the original Switch. So yeah, you heard that right. Some of the Switch 2 games will work back on the Switch 1 system. But like I said, it's only for games that are like Breath of the Wild. Like they're going to remake Breath of the Wild but put it on a Switch 2 cartridge so it plays at a better frame rate. Like I'm sure Pokemon Legends is going to get the same treatment, Z to A. So games like that, you'll be able to play on your regular Switch or on a Nintendo Switch 2, which I think is really cool, because if you only have a Switch 1, say you're not able to get a Switch 2 yet, you can buy and this is actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this is really smart by the company. You can buy the Switch 2 games that you'll still be able to play on Switch 1, and then when you finally have the chance to get that Switch 2, you don't have to buy new games. You don't have to change anything. You just switch out your old console for the new one, and now you're rocking and rolling with a higher performance machine. And you didn't have to buy a whole set of new games. You didn't have to download anything new electronically. Like, so that's kind of a smart thing, dude. It's really interesting. So I'm interested to see how this plays out, because they didn't really explain it very well when they first announced the Switch 2. So like, we knew there was going to be some type of backwards compatibility, but now we're hearing that, oh, it happens in the Switch cartridge, and that's how it will work. So that's pretty cool. Moving on from the Nintendo Switch, let's move over to Pokemon trading cards. And so I kept telling myself, and I've said in a couple of past podcasts, that I wasn't really into the new Team Rocket set because at first it didn't seem like it was an actual Team Rocket set. It just had some cards from Team Rocket, and it was going to be augmented with other sets in Japanese or from the Japanese sets to make it better. But now they've started to release more cards from this set, and the Team Rocket set in Japan, I believe, is called Destined Rivals, or no, maybe it's called Destined Rivals when it comes to America. I can't remember what it's called, but in Japan. But we have been seeing the cards getting previewed, and some of them coming out and released. People are opening the Japanese packs, and when I saw some of these cards, I'm gonna get it. I told myself this was gonna be the one I was gonna pass on, but man, there's some really cool cards. I don't think I'm gonna try to master set this one though, but there are definitely some cards I need to get my hands on, and maybe I will just outright pay for them and save some money. But when I saw the Team Rocket's Nidoking, the Team Rocket's Moltres, and Giovanni's like Mewtwo and Persian and Meow and all that, like the artwork on some of these cards is clean as hell, dude. Like it just looks phenomenal, and I have to get my hands on it. I'm I'm thinking I will just upfront the money, like just get the cards, like don't worry about, because if Journey Together and, well, I say Journey, but if like Prismatic Evolutions has taught me anything, it is extremely hard to get your hands on cards. Here recently, it's extremely hard to get your hands on any like set or like a sealed collection set. Thankfully, I have some friends, and I was able to get the EV collection, the EV accessory pouch collection. So that was kind of cool. So I have a little EV bag that I can put little Pokemon trading card accessories in. I'm really excited about. I heard some people are paying up to $100 for this thing. Sorry, I moved my little pop thing. And thankfully, I know someone I was able to get it at MSRP. And so I can't imagine paying $100 for this thing, because the pouch is cute, right? And you're getting 5 Prismatic Evolution boosters. And I guess those 5, they're going anywhere between like $10 and $17, I think. So almost like $20 a booster pack. It's insane right now. And I didn't get any pulls from there. So or maybe I got one, and it was an EX card. Or no, I got some Pokeball cards, but they ain't worth shit. But yeah, so Team Rocket set's coming out, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna try to get cards from it. I can't believe it, man. Speaking of trading cards, there's this new trading card game that is taking parts of Japan by storm. And when I say parts of Japan, I mean one really small town or community in Japan. And it's this town created middle-aged men trading card game cards. And it's not just random middle-aged men. It is older people from their community, and they're trying to build the community up, get the younger people involved with the older people, and like what's better, like what's hot right now, Pokemon trading cards, right? And the trading cards in general. So let's make trading cards for our community and get people excited about them. And it seems to actually be working, which is the crazy thing, man. That's why I thought this was really nifty. Like kids are trading, battling, because they're pretty much exactly like Pokemon cards that you can battle with and everything. These old men trading cards, and there might be some women in there too. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to look at all of them. And it's legit people from their community, people who like are retired firefighters, are butchers and stuff like that. And it's getting these kids to go out to community events or just interact by volunteering, because they're getting these trading cards to go do that in the community where they can use them to play this game, which it's funny because it seems to be working. And that would be kind of like a cool thing to be able to do in a local community. I'm talking to you, my local community, my local government, like to create these things where kids could come in and get a trading card version of like, hey, like this is the local coffee shop, and like this is the owner, and here's like this like reverse rare. Like, I don't know. I'm just coming up with stuff, but like, yeah. And because she's got coffee, she's got a lot of caffeine in her. So she's like really fast. So she always attacks first type thing. Like, you could always play with that kind of stuff. But I thought it was really neat. And I think that's fun and something that like other communities could implement because it could be really entertaining for kids. Because like, and that's one thing to think about with my town is just someone was like, why do people complain? There's nothing to do here. You could go downtown and shop at all the old trinket stop. No, there's nothing to do in this town. It sucks. There's a movie theater that has the bowling alley and a little bit of an arcade in it, and that's it. There's nothing else. Everything else is like an antique store or like a mom and pop Christian trinket store, which unfortunately kids aren't into that. The other side of that though is when people have tried to do like used video game stores or other cooler things, kids still don't go to that because they're not really good. I don't know how else to say it. But yeah, so maybe the cool trading card thing would get people going into these places more and having fun and being a part of that. But then, maybe my community just sucks and it wouldn't work here. Who knows? And the last bit of nifty nerd news I'd share with you guys is scientists are hacking people's eyes now. I paused for dramatic effect. Hopefully it worked. No. Scientists are using lasers and are helping people to see new colors, like this new blue greenish color that they're calling Olo, which is weird. Why name it that? I mean, I don't know, and it sounds like they're saying it's a bluish green color, which makes me think of teal or ocean or things like other bluish green colors that Crayola has come up. But supposedly it's a color that we can't even see on the spectrum without these lasers being shot into our eyes. And that's what these scientists are doing. And actually, it wasn't just to make us see colors. So the scientists were trying to use these lasers to simulate visual impairments, like different color blindness and other things, and they wanted to use that to study to see like how it affects people and what we could do to make things better. But then they discovered, we're able to make us see different colors on the spectrum now, or like a wider spectrum of colors now, and this is kind of interesting. And as it turns out, they're thinking that maybe now with this technology they can use these lasers to help treat certain color blindness to allow these people to see colors and things like that. And there's other visual implications that they think they might be able to do because of the research that they're doing, which is really awesome and really cool. And it's like that's kind of like how some research works, right? Like you go in trying to do one thing and you discover, hey, there's like a really cool alternate thing that we've discovered that might actually be really beneficial. So giving colorblind people like a laser cure to cure their color blindness might actually be really freaking dope, right? And then like of course the studying of other visual impairments, that's actually really good too, and being able to learn from that and maybe find cures for things like that, that's pretty cool too as well. But that's all I got for you guys today in the nifty nerd news section of the podcast. We're gonna take a short break here, and then I'm going to talk about something that I've been really into here recently. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around for the last part of the Bry-Fy podcast. I'm not going to take too much of your time, but here recently, man, I've been all in on this new anime that we're going to talk about. And it's an anime that's a branch off of another huge anime that like I kind of like, but not a huge fan of. My wife is a huge fan of and reads a lot of fan fiction about this anime, and it's My Hero Academia. And the branch off show is called My Hero Academia, or I guess it's My Hero Academia Vigilantes. And I wasn't really going to give it a chance when it first came out because I'm not a huge My Hero fan, but I heard some good things about it. Some people were talking about how it's really cool, and it seems like the story, while taking place in the same universe, is before the events of what happens in My Hero Academia mainline story, and he still interacts with some of those characters. So I was kind of interested and intrigued. And then I watched episode 1, and it is completely played out like a comic book. Like there's automatopoeia words going across the screen. There's like the dot shading on some characters for different things. And like there's like speech, not speech bubbles, but like the thought bubbles in some areas for narration things. It's it's cool. I'm digging it. I love the art style of it. The character, man, I can't remember his name, but I think they call his quirk that he uses slide and glide, because if he as long as he has 3 points of contact on something like the ground, he can slide around at will. Like so he puts like 2 feet and a hand down, and then he's just flying around like he's on ice, and he can go, I guess, as fast as he wants, but he typically doesn't go too fast because it's hard to stop and he can hurt himself. But he has the want and the need to be helpful to society. He wants to be a hero, but he kind of knows that his quirk is not very powerful, so he's like, I'll let the heroes take care of the hero stuff. I'll just kind of do nice things and be a nice guy. And that's like what his hero name kind of starts out to be, is a nice guy, and it's kind of cute and stuff. Then he ends up falling in, not in a bad crowd, but he ends up falling in with this older vigilante called Knuckle Duster. Or and there's some, I think at one point someone calls him Freaky Old Man or something, like I can't remember, but he sees the potential in this kid, and he's like, I can help you be a hero, and I want to help you. And so, and like he's just an old man who beats up people. Like that's what he does. He just fights people. He's just angry punchy McPunch face. I don't know. And then there's a girl who's also joins up with them called Pop Step, who's like a pop idol, and her quirk lets her jump really high and kind of like bounce around and stuff. It's really cool stuff. And they're not, these people don't have the typical hero quirks that you would think they would have to be heroes. But it's really interesting, and they're older. Well, 2 of the characters are older. I think the girl is still in high school. Maybe she's in college. I don't know. She was wearing a school uniform, so she's probably in high school still. But the main character and the old man, they have day jobs. And, they have a life outside of doing the vigilante thing, which is illegal, by the way. So then there's the added problem of, well, the cops don't like us and we can't get caught by them, our other heroes, because we'll get in trouble for what we're doing. But there's something going on and the heroes can't really take care of it, and it's up to us to really get down and figure out what's going on and stop it from taking over the city and things like that. So I thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, mostly the art style is fantastic, and I like the action sequences in it. The characters are actually pretty damn likable too. I was shocked. And it's not like a plethora of characters like the My Hero series had. Like My Hero was introducing 10 new heroes an episode, and it was so hard to keep up with them. I think the added benefit of I've seen My Hero Academia, and so I'm familiar with a lot of the hero characters. So seeing them pop up in the Vigilante show isn't like a whole new learning a new learning situation for me, where I'm like, oh, who's this hero? What are his powers? Why does he do that? I already know who this person is. And they use mainline heroes. It's not like obscure heroes from the My Hero Academia story. It's pretty much the main ones, like Endeavor, All Might, Eraserhead, Best Jeanist is in there, I think. What's her name? Midnight or Miss Midnight? I can't remember what her name is. She's in there too. So, yeah, but sorry, I spaced off. I'm looking at the time. I need to wrap things up so I can go finish cooking dinner and get ready for market days tomorrow, because I'm recording this at 8:30 at night. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Like I said, it's a great show. Go check it out. And I'm a great podcast. Go check me out. You can follow me on all my social medias. Everything is at Bry-Fy Podcast, Bryfy Podcast. Check everything. I'm on pretty much everything except for Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm on Threads, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Blue Sky, and things like that. And then you can always go to my website, which is bry-fypodcast.podbean.com. Listen to all my older episodes. They're also on my YouTube channel. You can check that out. And but that's all I got for you guys this week. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week. Bry-Fy out.